turn the radio off right now and listen to The Chris Miles Show.
Keeping you informed. About the latest and greatest trends and current events in today's society. It's where you go to stay in the know. It's the Chris Miles Show, live from Atlanta, Georgia.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the Chris Miles Show.
What's going on, people? I'm your host of the Chris Miles Show. I am Chris Miles. Wishing everybody a good evening. Hope all is well. We want to thank everybody, wherever you are, internationally watching the Chris Miles Show. We want to thank you for tuning in. We give all the thanks and praise to the Most High in Christ for granting us another day here on this side of the highway. Mr. Producer.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Can't complain.
That is outstanding to hear. We have a real interesting show this evening. A lot we're going to try to unpack. That being said, we do have a special guest, a guy that I befriended out of the state of the D.C. area, actually, Washington, D.C. Hell of a musician. Desmond Parsons is here in the house. We're going to be bringing him up on the screen here momentarily. But like I said, we got a lot that we're going to unpack today. The topic of the show is Southern Fried Pork Chop Preachers. Okay? We want to, wherever you're watching, if you're on YouTube, what's the other one? Twitter. Facebook, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you are listening, tuning in, we want to thank you once again for tuning in to the Chris Miles Show. We are here live and uncut clarity coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Producer.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's on your mind this evening, my man?
Oh, not much, man. Everything just mellow. Just enjoying the weekend.
Okay. You had a good weekend?
I mean, you know, it was same old.
Really?
Work.
Yeah, I heard that. So, people, let's go on. This is what we're gonna do. We got a special guest, and I'm actually in the process of I'm working on getting this brother booked on some spots in Atlanta. He's a hell of a musician. And he's brought back, well, he's keeping in touch with a genre that's our genre. Okay, you all like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, some of just the old, Earth, Wind and Fire, just great music. This brother here, man, is the best thing. Collard greens and fried chicken. This is my brother Desmond. Desmond, what's going on? How you doing this evening, man?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. God is good, man. I'm glad to have you on the Chris Miles Show. I'm gonna go on and let you introduce yourself to the watching audience. Just kind of tell everybody where you're from and what you're doing. And like I said, we're in the process of working on getting you on some shows in Atlanta. And I'm excited, man, like just to have you on, man. Just so I'm gonna turn it over to you, let you do your thing, my brother.
All right, peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Desmond Parson, singer, songwriter, musician out of Washington, D.C. Just a lover of music, and I would like to believe that I and making a contribution to that same pool of music that, if you can see the screen behind me, those are watching. It's mostly Stevie Wonder, but just the contribution to R&B music, to soul music. It's still a lot of artists out there that are doing it, but that's the era that I fell in love with. I grew up in the '80s, and so I just love that music. So the Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, and so I didn't want to just listen to music when I came up. I wanted to make it,
Awesome.
and so started to play the keys when I was younger, and just a lover of music.
Outstanding. So let me ask you something, Desmond. Are you self-taught? Do you read music, or I mean, can you what you hear? Can you play it, or what's your level
A
of?
little bit of everything.
Okay. Okay.
So I did take formal lessons, but I play mostly by ear.
Okay. Cool.
So I can read a bit, but I just listen for that bass note. And once I understand the bass, then I can form my chords around that and just go from there. But yeah, mostly self-taught.
Okay. So Desmond, one of the other things I want to ask you, my brother, is this. For everybody out there that's listening, let me just say this. You can find, I'm going to let you tell everybody how they can find your music and find your content. Like I said, we're in the process of getting them on some shows down in Atlanta, or here in Atlanta. But what I want you to do is, I want you to tell everybody how they can find you.
Absolutely. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, all of the digital platforms, so Amazon Music, Pandora. I may show up at your Target or Walmart,
Awesome.
but yeah, I'm all on the digital platforms.
So, are there any new content of music that you're working on?
Absolutely. January 12th, Superhero Chronicles will be released. Be my first single of 2024. My last single, Plans, was released in September 22nd of this year. Went to #1 on the Amazon charts, #4 on the UK soul chart. So thankful for everyone for the support. But yeah, Superhero Chronicles, January 12th.
That's spectacular. Well, we are shooting to get you to perform in Beverly's in Atlanta. That's the first place I want to plug you, definitely.
Thank you so much, by the way.
Also, too, me and Mr. Producer, we know this real hot, he's an old school cat, guy by the name of Roscoe Miller. I reached out to him. He has not reached back out to me. He puts on the Valentine's show, right, Mr. Producer?
Yeah.
Every year?
Yeah, Roscoe does.
Yeah, hot Valentine's show. So I would like to try to get you on that too, Des. I'm just, like I say, man, I'm a huge fan of your music, man. I think and feel, Desmond, that it is a genre that we need to keep going, man, because we're seeing so much just saturation of negativity in the music today. And the guys like you who are putting out, just keeping that sound, Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye, just the Motown sound going. We don't get that anymore. And if we do get it, it's coming from across the water. It's coming from England. And so, man, like I said, I found you on Instagram, and instantaneously I started following you. And like I said, I'm a big fan, man. I reached out to you, man. And this is what I really appreciate about you, where I can say that you are just a natural good guy, because you hit me back. There are other people that I have reached out to, and I don't say it's negativity, but they're on an ego trip, some of them.
Right.
And I do have a team of people that a lot of time, if it's real serious, I'll go to T, a friend of mine here in Atlanta, and matter of fact, we're gonna talk after, probably tomorrow, Desmond. But I want to put you with her too. She's doing a lot of big things, so I definitely want to plug you with her as well. But
Thank you.
anything else you wanna add, Desmond?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, the single Superhero Chronicles is coming January 12th, and to just stay locked to all of my platforms. We're going to try a different approach this coming year, and that we will be releasing often.
Okay.
So, music, neo soul, R&B. We're just going to be releasing more as opposed to quarterly, or like the artists before used to do one album a year or a single and kind of ride that out. But we want to try a different approach. So thank you, brother, for all the support. And yeah, we're going to be releasing. Looking forward to coming down and meeting my friend down there in Atlanta for sure.
Definitely. Let me ask you this before we let you go. Are you working with any artists out there, or are you just primarily just focusing on your content right now?
I'm collaborating with a lot of artists. A
Okay.
lot of musicians. There are some songs that I've done collabos with or duets with, and so I'm open to working with other artists. But a lot of my music, my son does some music as well, so we collaborate. But I've done some collaborations with artists within the DMV area and as far as the West Coast. So
Okay,
I
cool.
look forward to welcome all collaborations.
Before I let you go, this is my last question to you. Um, with how the music situation is today, with the fact that of course, we have YouTube and all of these other entities out there now, has it really shaken up the music, the music industry, say like Aristar and Warner Brothers and some of these? I mean, because like now, the way it stands, there's like I said, I found you on Instagram, and I started listening, and I mean, I instantaneously, like I said, I became a fan of just the sound, the look, and everything. I was like, damn, man, this dude. And I actually started. I probably spent maybe 30 minutes just going through your content, reading it, listening to it, and all of that stuff. So, with that being said, do you see and feel today where you are, what you've accomplished, and where you're trying to go? Do you see yourself maybe, because you would be what's considered independent, am I correct?
Correct.
Do you see yourself maybe, say, 6 months from now, if Aristar came to you and say, I want to sign you, would you sign with them, or would it be, if you did, would it come with restrictions of, what would that be like?
It would have to make sense, not only financially, mostly financially. It would have to make sense, but also so many different standpoints. It's a double-edged sword that we're living in now.
Right.
From your phone, you can make an album.
Right.
You really don't need a label. You can, build a following. That's how we found each other.
Exactly.
I made an ad off of my content, and I'm, converting followers to fans, to friends. I call them friends, and followers and friends.
Right.
But building that relationship. And so, long story short, you don't necessarily need a label. So it would have to make sense. I wouldn't I wouldn't turn it down, but it would just have to make sense for my life, for my family. And so, I have to look at it. But I love the independence of just making music when I want to,
Right.
releasing.
Exactly.
So I'm leaning on independent, but I would leave my options open.
And Desmond, the reason I asked that question, because I am real good friends with Jam and Terry Lewis, that of Morris Day and Jerome Benton. I still talk to me and Jerome, Mr. Producer, will tell you, I talk to this guy maybe twice a week?
Yeah.
Twice a week. And, all of these guys got their start from Prince, but Prince, and as you know, Desmond, he was in a long fight with Warner Brothers to get his masters, right, to have the independence of what you're talking about. And I think the trap, the entrapment today is with a lot of these guys. Like I'm listening at this Sexy Red and the Suki Hana, and these young ladies are, first of all, they're desecrating our race, but beyond the point of that, they're making sacrifices, man. That, like you say, you said one of the things that, so I know you're a good guy. You spoke about your family. So that means that anything that's unnatural to yourself and your family, you can't ride with it. So
Absolutely.
with that, I respect it. So that's why I was asking you about the question of independence, because even Young Dog, who was from Memphis, and then who have been like Master P, and who else were independent artists, Mr. Producer, that you know?
For the beginning,
Yeah.
Cash Money, they started off independent.
Yeah, so
But a lot of these young rappers, they took it into their own hands.
yeah, they took it into their own, and they made a lot of money. They were able to take care of themselves and their families by doing it. And I'm just gonna say this in closing, Desmond, that whatever decisions you make, brother, just make sure that it's conducive for you and your family at the end of the day, and make sure that you don't lose control of your creativity and your ability to be an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's making good music. But I'm gonna give you
Absolutely.
the last word, and we're gonna do this again. I promise.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for having me. And I just want to shout out to everyone that's been supporting my music, supporting me. God bless every one of you.
So, Desmond, before you go, tell them
Yeah.
once again how they can find you, please.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at IamDesmond_Parson, Facebook Desmond Parson, Twitter Des Parson, YouTube, all of the major platforms Desmond Parson. You can Google me, I'll pop up, and again, thank y'all for the love and support.
For sure. Be blessed, brother. We'll do this soon, man. I'll call you.
All right.
All right. God bless.
Be
All
blessed.
right.
Peace.
Peace. Mr. Producer, what do you think about that brother, man?
Man, it's pretty powerful, man.
Very powerful. And that's what we're all about here, people. We're all about showcasing talent. We're all about trying to do good for the community. And I say the community, I'm not talking about the community in Atlanta. I'm talking about the international community, the ones that subscribe to the Chris Miles Show. Mr. Producer, I want to ask you something.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay.
Talk to him.
You and I have been in some deep conversation about a lot of topics moving forward here as of late, right? Before we go on the topic, I shot something to you the other day via text, and we were talking about that. Remember, we did the show on Ed Bloom, right?
Yeah.
I found out, Mr. Producer, in researching that Ed Bloom, once again, people, the guy Ed Bloom, the guy that went out here and overturned affirmative action went to the Supreme Court, got affirmative action overturned. Like I say, most people out there never see this guy. Most people never see Edward Bloom. They never see him. But this guy's been instrumental in doing a lot of damage. But this is what I want to say to you, Mr. Producer. What I find so telling about this thing with that of Edward Bloom is Jewish.
Look at the coincidence.
Okay? Now, I was watching something on the news yesterday and earlier today on CNN. CNN was showing something on there. They were talking about the onslaught of, how can I say this? Threats that a lot of the Jewish students at Columbia, Harvard, Princeton, Brown University, some of these upper scale, the Ivy League schools are facing because of the stuff that is going on over there in Palestine. And they are saying that they're wanting to go to the Supreme Court to basically get a lot of stuff put into place for protection. But I found all of this to be interesting, Mr. Producer, because this guy, Edward Bloom, who's Jewish,
Right.
is fighting to do away with HBCUs. He's also, you and I are going to watch, we're going down at Montgomery, what is it, Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
We're going to see Bronny play, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But Bronny and some of these other black athletes have NIL deals. So he's going after these young men's NIL deals, Mr. Producer. And this is why I wanted to talk about this guy, Edward Bloom, and I want to talk about the ministers in the black community. Because they're supposed to be a watchful eye, Mr. Producer, for the black community.
Come on now.
So how is it that we have this man that is causing all of this destruction to our community?
And the people ain't being warned.
And the people are not being warned by the pastors, the preachers. That's why this show is called Southern Fried Pork Chop Preachers. Like our whole noggin, our whole thought process, people, is elsewhere. And we're sitting back and we're watching, not hearing, watching everything go south. We're watching gentrification of our communities, homes. A lot of our parents die off. They leave us property. Instead of the kids keeping the property, fixing the property, they sell it. They sell it. So the beacon that the black community has had has supposed to have been the leadership of the pastors. They're supposed to warn the people of the devastation and the destruction that will come. They're supposed to be the Levites in the community to educate the people on bad vibes out there. Give me that image of the image that the thumbnail, Mr. Producer. Please, sir.
The show thumbnail?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on.
So this show here is uniquely different than any other show that I will do for many different reasons. Most of these preachers today are preachers of what's 501c3s. That's what I'm looking for. Leave that up there.
501c3.
Most of the preachers today are 501c3 preachers.
That's the one you looking for?
That one right there.
Gotcha.
Most of these ministers today are 501c3 preachers. Once again, let me reiterate what I just said. Most of the preachers today are 501c3 preachers. So, when there is a problem, people, the ministers are reluctant to say anything about it. They're reluctant to talk about it. We've had certain things that goes on in our community, from crime, pedophilia, homosexuality. All of these things are things that God hates. And the ministers are supposed to be the ones to combat these things. Mr. Producer, am I right when I say government and church are supposed to be separate?
Yeah, it's in the book. It's in the book, man. They it's like mixing oil and water.
Exactly.
It don't mix.
So
Too much contradiction.
Government and church is supposed to be separate, people. So if it's supposed to be separate, why is it that we got ministers blaming government or people running government for crime? Can you explain that one to me, Mr. Producer?
All I can say is, I mean, I guess they don't want to take the blame, so they want to put it off on somebody else. But it's hard, it's hard to answer that.
So, Mr. Producer,
yeah,
I'm going to read something to you. Okay? Okay. I'm going to read something to you. I want to read something to everybody out there watching the Chris Miles Show this evening. If you have your Bibles, if you have your phones, you can Google this. This is Jeremiah 23:1, preferably the King James Version, right? Jeremiah 23:1 says, woe. The word woe means destruction, people. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastures, says the Lord. Once again, let me read that again. God said, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors, says the Lord. Mr. Producer, why is God saying woe or destruction be unto the pastors?
I mean,
destruction
he trying
unto the pastors.
Shit, he gonna fuck over them for lying to the people, for not giving the people the truth, the whole truth.
So you're saying that the Most High is saying that He's going to hold them accountable for not being honest with the people. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. I so wholeheartedly agree with you. Because the word woe means destruction unto the pastors. This is the point, people. Me and Mr. Producer came up with the term Southern Fried Pork Chop Preachers. Preachers are supposed to also give people the dietary laws. They're supposed to give you the ins and outs on what food to eat according to God. From the time the Most High told us to now, pork is bad for you. What preachers do, Mr. Producer?
Shit. Shit, a lot of them eat it, man. A lot of them say the Old Testament don't count, man.
Which is a lie. So this is why the Most High is saying, woe be unto the pastors. This evening, I was watching, I was on Twitter before I got ready to actually do the show this evening. Al Sharpton said, he was wrapping up his show, and he was speaking to the fact of this time of the year. One of the things he said, Mr. Producer, was he was talking about Joe Biden. Okay? He was talking about Joe Biden, this guy that's on your screen, people. And he said that we got to do everything to get Joe Biden reelected. This is what Al Sharpton said, people. Now, here on the Chris Miles Show, we are what? Non-political. Am I right, Mr. Producer?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. We're not pushing anybody's agenda. But there have been some fallacies that Joe Biden gave us. Joe Biden went on Charlemagne's show and said, we both, by the way, distributed by iHeartRadio. But he went on there and he said that if you are not, how did he say it, Mr. Producer?
He said you ain't black if you don't vote for him.
Okay. Shortly after Joe Biden got into office, what did he do, Mr. Producer?
Man.
I don't know why I'm so thirsty tonight, man.
I don't know. Well, I know one thing. I'm saying Al Sharpton supposed to be a reverend, a pastor. You got the LGBTQ flag on the White House. Joe Biden got transgender and
Military leaders.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if Sharpton's supposed to be a pastor, he condoning all that.
He's condoning.
And I'm saying, and that's the difference. That's why you say politics and preaching don't
mix. Exactly.
Because by the book, if y'all read the book, homosexuality is it's a sin. It's what? It's one. I'm just saying it's frowned upon.
Let me just say this too, people. Hold that thought, Mr. Producer. Let me say this. We're gonna pick back up on the topic. I want everybody here watching the Chris Miles Show this evening to understand something. Earlier today, I was hit with, and this is how I know the powers to be are watching me. Okay? Earlier today, now I made a post earlier, well, this is a new week, but I made a post last week, right? About the chick Cash Doll.
Yeah.
Okay. Cash Doll has coming out with, we get content. Well, anyway, we have some explicit content of Cash Doll. Right? So, we never posted people anything that needed parental guidance or that was explicit. We never posted that. Right before we got ready to do the show today, Facebook flags me for this content. They flagged me for the content and they restricted me, the Chris Miles Show, from being able to post in groups. So, the whole thing is, and then the week before that, Mr. Producer, you didn't post anything, correct?
No.
And you got pulled out of groups, correct?
Yeah, I got pulled out of a couple groups. I don't even say anything.
He never posted anything.
I just read the comments.
This is the establishment. This is what my good friend Andrew Tate is talking about. This is what many people are talking about the globalists out there. The shit that we're talking about tonight. So, they go and they restrict me from being able to post in groups. I need everybody out there that's watching this show to share it. Just grab the link and share it on Facebook. But here, shortly, first of the year, we're not going to even advertise or The show will not be televised on Facebook. And if we decide to do it, it would only be exclusively for the group. Now, let me just say this. I'm going to get back on the topic of these preachers because there's a certain specific preacher that I'm going to bring out on him tonight. I hope he's watching. Here it is. These glasses right here. We're going to start giving away gifts. We're going to start giving away gifts on the Chris Miles Show. Okay? You'll be able to win gifts on the Chris Miles Show. All right? So here we have, once again, these are nice, some sunglasses. Nice glasses that, give me camera too, Mr. Producer. These glasses right here are glasses or sunglasses, nice, expensive sunglasses that we're going to give away to some beautiful lady out there. It'll go nice with our outfit and that kind of thing. This is what we're about giving back here on the Chris Miles Show, people. So either I or Mr. Producer will be posting how you can win this. If you're on Twitter, we'll be putting out here how you can win these sunglasses here. Okay? So this is what we do here. We give back. Okay? There you go, Mr. Producer. We give back. But back to what I was just saying a second ago, right? Facebook is doing this to decrease my numbers. Each show we got them 1,000, 2,000 stuff on Facebook. And this concerns them. So now it becomes a thing where, you know what, let's just go out here and let's mess with this guy's numbers. So you know, Facebook, we don't even have to use your platform. We do not. We do this specifically for a lot of people who have not necessarily come over to follow us on, say, a Twitter or YouTube. But here, first of the year, we won't even be doing shit on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll send the link in Facebook, and y'all can watch us on YouTube.
Either watch it on YouTube or just say fuck it. We don't watch it at all. But the good thing about it, if you don't watch it, you will miss out on the gifts, the gift cards, and the things that we're going to do that no other showcast is doing. That's why it's important to always watch the Chris Miles Show. Now let me go back to bring that image of the Porkchop preacher back on the screen, Mr. Producer. So this is how we're gonna get back on topic, sir.
I feel you, man.
I'm here like your hunter tonight, Mr. Producer.
I'm saying, man, we gotta it's pretty much the whole situation, the whole story, the whole show. It's about the community and the responsibility of our pastors.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of people, like we was talking we was chopping it up a couple of days ago, and it's always crime this, you know, especially in Montgomery. You know,
it's crime here.
I'm saying, I know, but I'm
we
just saying.
We got criminals here, man.
I'm saying, but it's different now because, you know, all the powers to be, all the so-called who wants to be this and that, everybody hate the mayor for whatever reason.
Why?
Man, who knows?
Why?
Who knows?
No, tell me why.
I mean, it got to be jealousy. It's some personal. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did, but just the conclusion I've come to, it's I was breaking it down because I was kind of heated about it.
Come on out with it. Come on out with it, Mr. Producer. Don't stop pushing.
Like, no, man, ain't nobody.
Come on.
Calm down.
Tell
man,
it. Go ahead.
I'm trying to gather my words. I'm saying it's okay. They done made groups trying to bash the mayor, talking about crime, talking about how dangerous it is in Montgomery. Let's be for real, people. The white folks out there, whenever y'all listen to this, I'm just saying, be fucking for real. Okay, just think about all the shit going around in the country. You don't hear nothing about nobody breaking in nobody's house. You don't hear no home invasions. You don't hear none of these storefronts. You don't hear none of the kids just ganging up in all these stores, just running out with shit. You don't hear
white folks ain't doing that shit.
No, I'm saying ain't no white folk, but ain't nothing happened to no white folks.
Right.
I'm saying all the crime. I'm saying when I don't hear no crime about nothing happening to no white folks. I'm just saying.
Well, this
the only thing, the only crime being committed is niggas killing niggas. It's black kids killing black kids. That's it. So that's the description. That's why me and some pastors. That's why it's always an argument.
Okay,
because they feel like it's the mayor's fault. But
no,
I feel like it's their fault. It's their fault.
Right.
They ain't doing enough.
So this is the thing, Mr. Producer.
It starts at home. It starts at home with the parents. And when the parents lose control, your community leaders supposed to take over. All the mayor's responsibility is to send the police out there to come lock their stupid ass up.
The mayor responsibility is to run city government.
I get that, but I'm just saying he in charge of the police force.
Exactly.
So when a crime when a murder, I ain't gonna say a crime, it's black on black crime. But when a murder or a homicide or whatever get committed, 911 pull up, they do an investigation. They eventually find the person, they lock them up. They do their job.
Mr. Producer, this is the point. This is the point. Let me just say this because I'm finna call you out because you've been doing little sidewinding shit for the longest. I'm talking about you, Willie Knight, in Montgomery, Alabama. Put his picture back up there. Because I'm finna let the cat out the bag tonight, Willie Knight. I hope you're watching. Family Ties. I told you what I was gonna do. I told you. This is the point. This shit has been going on. This guy that you all see here is a minister. Okay? This guy, and this is the thing, people. I was not going to entertain this at all. Okay? There's several things that have happened that has led up to these episodes that are unfolding between me and this individual. Okay. During the time when the mayor of the incumbent mayor was running for mayor of Montgomery, this particular time, last time I was actually locked up in the feds. Okay? But the point is, you came to me, Mr. Producer. You asked me to get involved with this, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Did I initially told you, no, what I said, I didn't want to get involved with it. Did I not say that?
No, you didn't want to get involved.
Okay. All right.
But
so
yeah, I just don't feel like
hold on,
I'm just saying. I just didn't feel like it was right. I'm saying
what they were doing. Yeah,
I'm what are you doing? What are you doing that's so bad?
I'm going to get to all of that.
How you get mad?
I'm going to get to that. So for clarity, Willie Knight, Pastor Willie Knight, I was not going to get involved because I knew you were not supporting Stephen. That's why I didn't want to get involved. The man that sits to the right of me asked me to get involved. That's why I got involved. Right off the bat, you and I, from that standpoint, whatever negative discourse that was unfolding between you and I at that particular time, it really unfolded. And I know what type of person you are because me and you talked, we ran together. We talked about a lot of things. I'm going to let the cat out the bag tonight. And I don't care how you feel about it. You know why? Because for 2 years and 5 months, they took a part of my life from me. And shit came back to me that you were instrumental in some of the shit that I went through. Yeah, you and others. This is the thing. You move around as a leader in the community, right? You do. You do. I remember, and you remember too, there was a white female that I had met, I befriended. Yeah. White female that I befriended. She was going through hard times. Nice looking female, people. Yeah. Nice looking female. She was going through hard times. I went to Willie Knight and I said, listen, check this out. This girl is falling on hard times. Let's help her. So the girl was coming to me making certain propositions to me, Mr. Producer. You understand?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
So I didn't act on it. Y'all know what the propositions were, people. Y'all know what the propositions were. I catered to him. He acted on it. And as a matter of fact, he stopped the girl from communicating with me. Now, granted, realistically, people, from the era I came from, she was supposed to be pussy for all of us. Yeah, that's right. But guess what? Pastor Porkchop, he fell in love with her. Now, some might say, well, why are you bringing this out? I'm bringing it out because when I went into the feds for 2 years and 5 months of my life was taken from me, I did that time. I did it by myself. I watched the city that I spoke up for, that I fought for, give me the finger, said, fuck you. Yeah. So, whatever you and I shared once before Willie Knight, that's no more. We can't ever get that back. I don't want it back. And I know what type of person you are. You're the type of person that you believe in acting violently when shit don't go your way. I assure you of this. I want you to act up because I'm the best one when it comes to filing papers. I'm the best one to do it. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. I ain't Jamel Brown where you gonna send your little goons and they gonna whoop me out my sneakers and nah, none of that's gonna happen. No, you ain't gonna put staples in my head. But I will sue you, like Charles White told Cam Newton. You will get sued. I do this shit for a living. I do this for a living. This is what I do for a living. Run my goddamn mouth. And I've become pretty good at it. This is why I have an issue against pastors. Because you can sit here and you can talk about, first of all, I'm not a minister. I'm not a pastor. Okay? I wasn't called. What they say, many are called and few are chosen. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
I wasn't called. But this is the point. You can sit here and you can talk about the crime element that is brought forth in a city by, or a mayor is not doing certain things. But it ain't the mayor's problem. Because guess what? The mayor's kid is not out there shooting up the goddamn community. They ain't fucking up the community. They ain't tearing up the community. They ain't doing that. That's what they're not doing. Crime element, if it's here in Atlanta, if it's in Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago, that is going on because our kids, black folks' children, are the ones that are doing it. Why? Because there are no positive black fathers, role models in the home to chastise their kids, to correct behavior. Now, yes, government played a part in that. But also, the ministers have a part to play in that. The part that the ministers are supposed to play, they're supposed to go out there and minister to the people. Instead of sitting on a musty ass, going out here talking about where the mayor's not doing this and they're not doing that and all this other stuff. No other nationality of people in the earth today is out here fucking up their community, but our kids are doing it. Being transitioned through a fucking system. And once they get into the system, they're coming from Christianity, and they find Allah once they go to prison. I used to ask them all the time, you had to come into this shithole to find Allah? You couldn't find Allah down the street? Man, I was a Christian.
Damn, that's pretty significant what you just said.
I'm telling you enough. I'm giving you a fact.
They saying they Christians. They saying they Christians.
They are part of.
But they get jammed up, go to prison, they find out.
They find out.
And now they want to change.
No, they changed. So now what I'm telling you, Mr. Producer, the point is, the problem is constructed in what people are in this bullshit religion called Christianity. Here tonight, Al Sharpton, who's a minister, spoke on December 25th being Jesus Christ's birthday. That is the biggest lie misnomer that has ever been shared, told out there to mankind today. It's untrue. December 25th deals with Saturnalia, Krampus. These were all European holidays, pagan holidays, people. They were pagan holidays that the people who brought us over here and put us in bondage kept these traditions. This shit supersedes Christianity. But they kept these paganistic holidays. That's why when you go to Genesis 10:4, the Most High say, learn not the ways of the, and I'm paraphrasing, learn not the ways of the heathens. And it specifically talks about the Christmas tree. Why the minister's not telling the people this, Mr. Producer?
People ain't gonna like it, man.
Okay, you know why they're not gonna like it? Because of tradition.
They ain't gonna tie it, man. Tradition.
It's tradition.
They ain't gonna put their money in the pot if they tell them.
And
this
is the thing, people. This is what you all have to understand. Going back to the initial statement of what I talked about earlier, when the Most High said in Jeremiah 23:1, he said, "Woe be unto the pastor," because let me assure you people of this one thing out here. What you all need to understand, what you all need to know. This is what you all need to know. This is what you all need to know. To all of you out here that's a part of this foolishness that these ministers like Al Sharpton, Willie Knight, T.D. Jakes, And I'm being modest by putting Willie Knight's name in this because he's not on that level with these guys. But they all are part of the same bullshit. This is why I'm talking about it. But to all of you out here, this is why the Most High say they have led the sheep to slaughter. Okay? Hold on. Let me go back to it, Mr. Producer. Jeremiah 23:1 says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors. Woe, destruction, be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep. Now, what does it mean by scatter? It means this, people, that they're not giving you pertinent information on. They're not giving you pertinent information on where you should be. And you're going to be held accountable for it. That's what it means. So while you're going out here and you see in the city of Chicago, you got so many murders per capita there. And it's black folks doing it. In no other words, the Hindus ain't doing it, the Chinese ain't doing it, the Koreans, the Italians, nobody is doing it. It's us. Where's Black Lives Matter? Huh? Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's Al Sharpton? T.D. Jakes, that's going on with Diddy. You know that, did you? His name is surfacing this shit too.
Damn, T.D. Jake's name in this shit?
Man, come on, man.
God damn.
So this is the thing, people. Let me just lace you all. Y'all string up your Chuck Taylors right now. This is what I want you all to understand. The shit that you see going on over there in Palestine today, right? Y'all know what that shit is about? The fastest growing religion in the world today is Islam. I'm not a Muslim. I'm an Israelite. For clarity. Fastest growing religion out there today in society today is Islam. Okay? Is Islam. Islam takes a lot of their components from the original people of the earth, which were Israelites. This is where Muhammad got his teachings. That's why when you see the women go out, they cover. This was a tradition of Israelites. That's where they got it from. We were initially in Jerusalem. 70 AD, Jerusalem got destroyed. We fled into the interiors of Africa and settled. We settled on the western shores of the Ivory Coast, Ghana, Sierra Leone. We settled those areas and we were consequently picked up by slave ships. When you go into Deuteronomy 28 chapter, it lays it out. That's how you know who we are.
Hey, come on now.
That's why God said that my people shall sojourn into Egypt again, by this time by ships. Remember the first time we walked into Egypt. And the name was not called Egypt, it was Mizraim, named after one of the sons of Ham. We walked into captivity. Our second term into captivity, we went by slave ships. Now, why did the Most High say, Mr. Producer, that this time by slave ships? It was symbolic because the United States took on all of the artifacts,
the Egyptian symbolism.
of Egyptian symbolism. Why when you go to D.C., you see the Sphinx, you see the statues, you see all of these things, replicas of that of Egypt.
The back of a dollar bill.
Everybody go look on the back of a dollar bill. You're going to see pyramids on there. So this is why when you go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter and you go to from 15 down to 68, outline the curses.
Shit, TD Jakes ain't teaching this.
These things, when the Most High said that we were going to go into Egypt, he was talking symbolically to going back into Egypt again by ships. We're in captivity today by the nation Edom. These people over there in Israel today are Edom. They're not Israel. They're not Yasharallah, which is the term Alashawan Quadash in the Hebrew. It's the language that we spoke. Pastors are not telling you this. T.D. Jakes is not telling you. Al Sharpton is not telling you. Willie Knight is not telling you this. Creflo Dollar is not telling you this. But guess what? They're out here telling you to celebrate Saturnalia, Saturn, a pagan custom. And God is going to hold you when that sky cracks. You and your children will be held accountable for it. Trust me on this. These words that I'm speaking, wherever you're watching in the world, internationally, you're going to think back to what the fuck I said. This is why I said, young men I would talk to when I was incarcerated for 2 years and 5 months said, I was a Christian, but I came in here now a Muslim. They found Allah in there, but they couldn't find him on the streets. They were Christian. They were selling dope. They were prostituting. They was on that world, smoking that world. You understand? Yeah, that Molly, losing weight. They were Christians. They couldn't figure out why my living conditions are not changing.
God, man, you know the pastors read them
feel good scriptures.
Yeah, Jesus gonna forgive me. All I gotta do is repent on my deathbed.
But you're not repenting.
I can do what I do. I ain't gotta live right until I get ready to die. As long as I accept Jesus Christ in my last words, I'm good.
All of that's a lie, people.
Come on, man.
You got to live right and do right. Something as basic as, listen, people.
And all these little niggas out here killing each other. When the judge give them all them years, they crying. God know my heart.
They mama hollering that.
God know my heart. My baby, he was a good son. He was just a little misled. He just got caught up in the streets. God know my heart.
This is the point, people. Exactly. The point is that you are being led to slaughter by these southern fried pork chop preachers. The only agenda is the tithes. You got some ministers over here taking in $1 million a Sunday.
God damn.
Yeah. That collection plate gonna go around until the overall objective is met.
They're gonna keep passing around now.
Some of them have a congregation of 20,000.
When they put it on that scale,
30,000 people going to the church.
When they put it on that scale and it ain't right, they're gonna pass around again.
Some of these ministers know what your take-home salary is. How is that connected to God, Mr. Producer?
You gotta have application for some of these churches. You gotta have
They
an
know-
application. You gotta fill out a W-2.
No, they know. Your credit score.
Yeah, you gotta have a good credit score.
Some churches do not accept you Unless you got
I
a
just
710 or better
I
credit score.
I just came to get the word. I'm trying to get some blessings. Why I got my credit score 500? Whoa, I can't come.
Oh, you finished. You over.
I just want some praises.
Well, they can't pray for you.
God damn. Shit.
You done.
Damn.
This is the bullshit, people, that the Southern Fried Pork Chop preachers are doing. They got the Bentley car payments, the Mercedes car payment. Nothing wrong with having that, but you should pay for it. This should not be on the back of your ministers. I mean, or the congregation.
Hefty donations. Shit, my dad giving her last little goddamn check. Her last little bit of her disability check.
Exactly. Oh, you on disability, you fuck. The point is this, people. I'm bringing this out because I bear witness to it. One of the guys that I mentioned tonight, I'm in his head so bad, they're creating shows of content to come at me because he's concerned about what it is I'm doing. There's a lot of other shit that I know. Trust me, a whole lot of other shit I know. But one of the things I want you all to know is that they turned on me. My whole thing out here in society today is to mind my own goddamn business. Don't go out here and get twisted with other people. For what? Ain't nobody showing up, no white woman coming into my church to confront my wife, and I'm finna send out the piccolo player to go stop her from coming in there because she's finna interrupt the sermon.
Goddamn, the piccolo player.
No. All of these things falls under the conditions of not telling the people of that book who we are, how wrong things are when it's dealing with the system. You can't look for popularity here. You can't look for popularity here when you understand what this is, how this operates. You understand? So, one of the guys, Daniel Dillard, good friend of mine from Los Angeles, who will be providing the news part of the Chris Miles Show live. He said Jeremiah 23, 1 through 40. Exactly. Which is, we're not going to touch on all of it, Mr. Dillard, Dillard, excuse me. We're not going to speak on all of it, but we're going to speak on some of it. But this is the problem, people. When we see our people dying from hypertension, all of these cancer, all of these other things that are going on that are wrong in our community, because the pastors are not telling us about the dietary laws.
And think about it, man, not trying to be a Bible thumper, but just think about the pressure that Moses had on him. He had to lead all them people through the wilderness knowing that a lot of them weren't going to make it. A lot of them weren't gonna make it. He had the faith, and he fought every day trying to bring correction. Think about all them people he had to look over. Just think about all them people he had to look over, man. Knowing he knowing himself, he ain't making it to the promised land.
Well, he didn't make it because of his actions of what he did.
But I understand. I'm just saying, but knowing that he knew it, knowing that he still accepted. Well, he still accepted his role, and he's seen it out to the end.
This is the point, Mr. Producer.
If you anointed, come on, man, you got a job to do, man.
Listen, exactly.
Whether you gain a foot, a yard, or go back 100 yards, you still got to fight. That
is so profound what you just said.
Come on, man.
I want y'all to think about what he just said. If you are anointed, if you are called to do the work of what these pastors claim God has called them to do, then you take responsibility of the actions that you see these black kids out here doing to each other in these streets. And you don't shift the blame on somebody else.
Especially no politician.
Because we all have to play a part. That's the issue. What are you contributing to making society better for your people or your community? This is why you send kids to school and you put them in a learning environment of togetherness so they learn together. They learn how to interact, to be around people. They learn discipline.
Shit, if you got to go out there and go to door and check and see how these, because it's a lot of single women out here.
Those are ones in the church.
That's what I'm saying. If you have to go see how these people engage with their kids, what they teaching their kids, because what they teaching their kids in these homes is they putting it out there on the streets. Man, I'm saying, man, we might get in trouble around the house and do this and do that. But if man, my daddy heard that we did something outside of,
you getting your ass whooped.
Man, you already knew what time it was.
Right.
Ain't nobody putting no fear. Ain't no stability. Ain't no foundation.
Right.
For these kids, so they just putting the product out there. You know what I'm saying? And look what it's doing. It's running them up.
Right.
Running them up. Ain't no hope. Where do we go from here? We just here. We young, we alive, we do what we want to do. I'm saying these kids ain't scared of no prison. Until the reality of prison.
Until the reality hit their ass, they scared of it.
But I'm just saying, man, it's up to the pastors. I mean, they come in every Sunday, do a little feel good sermon.
They're not breaking down the book, though.
They ain't breaking that. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no accountability. They ain't telling them, like, you go out here and be a bad human, you break the laws, this is what you gonna get. Ain't none of that. It's the Wild West. And I mean, you go out there and barbecue a couple hot dogs, you know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. You just fed somebody that was hungry.
And you know,
but you ain't feed they temple. You ain't feed they brain.
Right. This is the thing, Mr. Producer. Okay. Let's take the underground here in Atlanta, right? You got homeless people, our people, right?
Yeah.
Throughout Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. What happens is you get all of these, you got these various Israelite groups go out here, bring it out, this and all of this other stuff, right? All of these things that they're telling people. People are standing around and listen, right? After the end of the conversation, they didn't feed them. Guess where guess where the homeless are going to go? They're going to go to these Catholic subsidiaries,
right,
and get a ham sandwich.
Come on now.
an orange,
They gonna do that shit
or
on
an apple, a bag of potato chips, and an orange juice. So you going out here talking to the people, telling them, hey, listen, you got to get your life right with God, which is a good thing.
Right.
You're feeding them, but you're not feeding them. You got pastors out here who are not feeding the people, but they're feeding the people. So the system is unbalanced. You understand what I'm saying? The system is not level, Mr. Producer.
Right.
So when you get a guy would go out here and blame the crime element on the mayor when it's his fault, it doesn't make much sense. If no man, this is the thing, Mr. Producer. I want you all to think about something. I want you all to think about something very profound, right? When Christ was in the earth, because everything you talk about Christianity and all of these things here, they say, well, we're following Christ. Am I correct?
Right.
Am I correct?
Right.
When Christ was in the earth, Mr. Producer, was he able to save everybody?
No, he couldn't save everybody.
Okay, then.
Shit, he perfect.
Exactly. So why is it that we have ministers who are out here blaming shit on the mayor of Montgomery?
Cause they ain't want to take accountability.
When you're supposed to go out and minister, you're supposed to be Moses. A mayor-run city government. Here in Atlanta, you get guys coming down from Chicago. They're criminals. Now these guys are basically they're committing crimes. They're committing crimes because they're criminals. They criminals. They criminals. Ain't no if, in, buts about it. They are criminals. And in our native city, all they're dealing with is what? Murder, right?
Man, murder.
Oh, here, what they stealing every day, Mr. Producer?
Hellcats.
Hellcats. This is what I'm talking about. They ain't doing that shit down there in Montgomery. Nobody stealing no goddamn Hellcats. They ain't running up in homes. You laying there asleep with your wife and your kids. They running up in homes here. They ain't doing that shit in Montgomery. But they are committing murders. Wherever we are, us, you're going to have that problem. But there are many components that are moving to cause the problem. Al Sharpton said tonight on his show, he said, here at Action Network, whatever the fuck, what his name is?
Man, I don't watch that. I don't know.
Whatever is Action Network, whatever it is, we're going to be feeding people Christmas dinner. Al Sharpton's supposed to be a goddamn minister.
Yeah, Porkchop preacher, man.
Exactly. Who have ties. He's from Alabama, by the way. Hold on. Y'all bear with me.
I'm kind of piggyback off what he was saying, man. Is these pastors, your obligation is to reach the people, the lost sheep.
I got it.
Ain't no, y'all, you know the Bible. You supposed to know it from front to back. Your job is to reach the people, to get the people some type of stability, make them be accountable. You got to go in there and read Jesus' love every week.
Because the Bible is more than that.
You know?
That's the thing.
Y'all supposed to be going, knocking on these doors, trying to figure out what's going on in these households. Why is our community not
in dire.
You know,
Right.
why our community can't raise above? Why we lacking? That's your job. You been anointed.
Exactly. So, Sharpton said, this is here at National Action Network, we're going out and feed the homeless for Christmas. Jesus Christ's birthday. This is what Al Sharpton said. And I'm sitting here watching this buffoonery, and I'm saying, wait a minute. So you're telling me here on this day, December 25th, which is not Christ's birthday, by the way, it's the celebration of Saturnalia. Here on this particular day, you all are going to take a moment to go out here to feed the homeless. Only for one day? Only for one day. What these people, we talking about homeless people on the street of New York. You know what a New York winter is like to be out there homeless? So you're going to go out here on one day and give the people food for one day. There's 365 days and what?
A year.
Okay. So what are they going to do on those other days, Al Sharpton?
Shit, they gonna starve. They're gonna get how they live.
So only on a day that has been falsified that's supposed to be about Christ, that these ministers, are going to go out and feed these people on this particular day. And you all are wondering why when these people go out here and commit crimes, they go into prison and they find who, Mr. Producer?
Allah.
They find Allah. They couldn't find him when it was on the streets.
The Muslim discipline now.
And that's why
The Muslim discipline.
this is why that they are devastating the Palestinians over there today, because of the discipline. This is why they shot all of these other nations, Libya and all of these other countries. Well, it had a lot of shit to do with the fact of, they was wanting to create their own currency. A lot of other shit was going on. But the fact of the matter was, and is to this day, as Mr. Producer said, they're disciplined. Their women are disciplined. Most of these young women that's in the church today, real men ain't in the church. Most of these men away from it, but to these women that are in the church, they're in there with 2 and 3 kids, or maybe more, and they have more than one baby father connected to that. And every opportunity, the preacher get, what he finna do to it when hey, look here, let's, what he finna do, Mr. Producer?
He finna line up, man.
He finna do what?
He gonna line out, man. He finna get him some of that.
Not only he gonna get him some of that, he catch one of the guys, and then what he gonna do?
He gonna rub on him too.
He gonna get him a little residue.
Yeah.
Now you know why these guys come into these prisons and they find who, Mr. Producer?
They find Allah.
They find Allah. Because the Southern Fried Porkchop preacher ain't telling them. Put them preachers up there on the thing, man. Put them up there on the screen, Mr. Producer. This is sad, people. JoJo, what's happening, love? She says, never trust a man with a perm or that type of hair. There's no engagement with children, new parents being selfish doing them children gets minimum time, even the ones who work, all they think about is going out on the weekends instead of being mothers to children. We talked about that last week, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
And quite naturally, Mr. Daniel Dillard, he's in L.A. He's weighed in. So what I'm telling people is that we are dealing with a concise system. These ministers, like I said, they're not talking about Ed Bloom. They ain't telling about. They're not talking about. Well, give me T.D. Jakes. You got it? Or Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant is here. They're not talking about the things that really matter. Let me say this. T.D. Jakes is on your screen right now. T.D. Jakes has a congregation of, that's not Jamal, but it is cool. Leave him up there.
Shit, I don't know who that
Okay.
is.
Jamal, the other guy with the black with the white lettering on his shirt. That's cool.
Oh.
T.D. Jakes has a congregation of over 30,000 people. That's him right there. That's a demonic image he got on his. Don't look like the glasses we finna give away to some female. What glasses that? Pass me those, Mr. Producer.
Like, damn. He reach.
Ain't this what it look like?
Oh, that he got on?
Yeah, similar to it.
Oh, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
Okay, see that? Y'all see those? Some female out there watching the Chris Miles show, you're gonna win. You can win those. We're gonna have details on how you can. Me and Mr. Producer looking out. There you go, Mr. Producer. We looking out. Point is what I'm saying, right? This guy here, he's a minister. He took over, what's his name, church? The one that was caught up with the pedophilia. I can't think of the guy's name.
Long.
Huh?
Long.
Eddie Long.
Eddie Long.
He got Eddie Long church. Another huge congregation. Biggest in Atlanta. This guy here. And if y'all go out here, his name is Jamal Bryant. I met him back in, I think, 2018. We talked down at the Selma to Montgomery march, or the reenactment, excuse me. And he was at the time, he was in Maryland. They ran his ass out of Maryland for fugazi shit, man. But the point is, Mr. Producer, he's another guy with a huge congregation. But what good is he doing for the community, man?
Yeah, man. A lot of these pastors want to be entertainers, man.
Now, he's also trying to finesse something called...
They ain't rapping and they ain't singing, so shit, I'd be a fly pastor.
Yeah, what's his name out of Dallas is also hangs out with him. Stark, what is it? What's the guy name?
I don't know, man.
The singer.
Oh, Franklin.
Yeah. What is it? Kurt Franklin?
Yeah.
Yeah, they partners. But the point is, Mr. Producer, these are the leaders. These are the individuals who are ministers, who are not giving the people the substance that they need to turn around shit in the community. Why these people? Now, Jamal Bryant is pushing this Black Wall Street thing. I will say this about him. He's corrupt, but when it comes down to, but he has to do that here in Atlanta. The foundation, Mr. Producer, of the community being one, he has to come with the truth of the matter, if you will.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, I see so many things. I see so many things that are wrong. Listen, my barber, Kurt, the barber, Blackman. Allah is another name for God in, Arabia. Jah is God's, right, in Jamaica. Dio is God's name in Italy. Just different names. Okay, I'm not arguing that.
Man, ain't nobody worry about that shit, man. Just keep them clippers in your hand, man. That ain't the point that we trying to make.
The point is, this is the point what I'm saying, Kurt. The point is, what I'm telling you is,
the Christian pastor is
not
doing their job for their community.
Come on now, Mr. Producer.
That's all we trying to say.
So we're not in argument of dispute of lingo or language.
The Muslims, they're
disciplined.
strict, they more disciplined with their religion.
You think about,
and it ain't a nigga religion. It ain't a nigga religion.
You think right. You think about, and that's the thing. You go to
why we got to be fugazi in anything we do, but you want to go get a Muslim, Arabian religion, and you want to do that right, but you know we got these black Baptist pastors, right, which I already fucked up, and we can't get it together. They can't lead the flock to the promised land.
Mr. Producer,
all us lost.
This is the thing. Hold on.
Fucked up out here, man.
This is the thing, right? Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Okay. So, hold on. Okay. So, Mr. Producer, here it is. I want you to think about something you said that's profound, right? Ramadan is where they're restricting themselves from certain things. Like we have the Day of Atonement, right?
Yeah.
The Day of Atonement, we're doing that. Well, we fast, we pray, we atone. Okay. Ramadan for them, what they're doing is they are basically, they're not eating, they're not, or they eat, but they wait till sundown, I think it is, and they eat. So the whole thing is to deprive the body of the natural things that you need.
The urge.
Right, the urge.
Pretty much just having faith.
And listen.
You having faith.
That's discipline.
That's discipline.
Now I'm not here pushing I'm not pushing Allah. I'm not pushing Allah. I'm not. I'm making a point here because I want you all, one is wooden, one is stone. And this is what the Most High was talking about in Deuteronomy 28, where he said that my people would serve wood and stone. That's what he said. So what I'm talking about is the substance of what we see here going on today is how things are messed up in the community because of bad information. And we struggle. We suffer in the process. So everything that you said, Kurt, about the various names and all that, you're correct, but that's not the topic. The topic is, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna let Mr. Producer know. The clippers stay in my hand 25 years. Okay, Kurt, I know this. But the point is what I'm saying, Kurt, is that I'm talking about the corruption attitude of that is destructive, that causes our people to go astray, to be go wrong and not be where we should be. When we see these kids out here messing up, we see and this is the thing, the problem is fixable. You go into the church, Kurt, today. You go into the church today, there are single women in the church. Why the ministers not encouraging these women to go out here and get fathers to bring in and help them raise their kids? One of the things they should be pushing, Kurt, is for them to go and to rekindle the relationship with the kid's father or their children's father. Most of them, a lot of times, got multiple kids' father. So which one do they rekindle? But if they can't rekindle, to get a good man in the home and let you all build a foundation on that of righteousness. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about we have Southern fried pork chop preachers misleading the flock. And at some point in time in society, these things has to change. It's got to change. All these other nationalities seem to have it figured out. I stopped off at the Starbucks yesterday in Austell. Okay? Grab a coffee. The store that's directly behind the Starbucks was a Chinese store. It was a Chinese restaurant, right? And I saw, as I was coming around to park, this older Chinese guy and his little kid, looked to be maybe 7 or 8 years old, were walking to. So I watched them. They went in there, they cut the lights on and all this other stuff, right? I'm assuming it might have been grandfather, led the kid out. The kid walked out with a squeegee, the thing to clean the glasses. And he stood there for a few minutes and he watched him clean the glass. He sprayed the stuff and he took it before they got ready to open up their business. And I'm assuming that was the kid's grandfather. But one thing I do know, they weren't Christians. They're Buddhists. Because they had the insignia on the glass there, on the restaurant, Buddha. But they were teaching the kid the importance of working, discipline. Our kids ain't getting that. Our kids are lacking that. Our kids are not getting those intangibles. The fact of the matter is that these things are fixable. They're fixable. But who's going to step up to fix it? Hold on. So, who's going to fix the problem? Who's going to fix it? That's the point. So, I'm just speaking on the level of these things that we've seen to be an issue in our community, we have to begin to challenge these people. Once again, in close, we're getting ready to close here.
No, you're right about that. We definitely have to challenge and ask questions. You know, if you got a solution, why not lend a solution? Because we all in this thing together. These our people. These people. We wear the same uniform.
Every day.
We got on the same uniform. Why you want to see one of your people out here doing bad and you just neglect to say anything? I see a lot of these pastors, a lot of these black people in some of these white folks groups laughing and joking about the crime. I'm saying y'all complain. These people complaining about y'all offspring, y'all people that look like you, and y'all laughing and joking, think it's a game. Man, that's one of the most disgusting things I ever seen. Ain't nobody got no answer.
Mr. Producer.
Everybody putting all the pressure on one man, saying it's all his fault. It's all his fault.
So
how?
So let's just take something that
y'all voted me in, so
right,
it's his fault.
Let me throw this at you, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take Cobb County, right? You got Smyrna,
Cobb, Coke,
Marietta, Austell.
Up and down Cobb, Coke.
Crime ain't rampant there. It's rampant in Fulton County. Why? We there. We got blacks over in Cobb County too. But they know what the consequences are. They get out of line. You understand? Jonesboro, they know.
Man, they got them jail. They take you to like a prison.
Exactly.
Because I want to go there.
Yeah. You gonna be held accountable. Now, let's transition to what Mr. Producer talking about. Let's transition to that, Mr. Producer. I'm gonna come to you in a second, Kirk. Let me get this off my chest. Let's transition to what you were saying, Mr. Producer, which is our native city of Montgomery, right? Your friend, Pastor Knight, who I used to be friends with, want to say that this is Stephen Reed he's a problem, right?
There's a lot of niggas.
Wait.
I'm saying that's what this whole morning show.
Sweet Reed.
That what this whole show that they finna be by.
Yeah, yes.
They finna. I'm saying it ain't finna be nothing but a male bashing show.
Right. Okay.
For what?
Sweet Reed. No, but Mr. Producer, this is what I said. This is why I said what you said is so eloquently placed. Because you go up 15 minutes north of Montgomery, Prattville, right? What's over there at Prattville?
Shit, white folk.
Are they over there committing crime?
Hell no.
Okay then.
Shit,
okay.
They see that 3 on your tag, you got problems.
This is the point, people. And let me tell you how crazy Prep. I had a Camaro one time, okay? Remember that Camaro?
Yeah.
I had a Camaro.
Hennessy.
Right. It was running 10 seconds in the quarter. It was making over 650 horsepower to the wheel. The ass of it. Ran. About 580 torque. Okay? The only place I could go at the time to get the nitrogen for the car was Prattville. I come out of Prattville one day. I'm on Main Highway. I'm sitting there at the light. I ain't did nothing. Guy pulled me over. Asked me for my license. White guy did. Asked me for my license. Asked me what I was doing over there. I said, excuse me? I came over to, I'm over here on business. I came to, if you need to know, I came to get my nitrogen canister filled for my car. I raced my car. It was a street Camaro. I also carried it to the track. This guy told me. Looked at my license. What it was, he was admiring the car. He wanted to see if the car was stolen. I know that's what it was. Gave me my license back and told me, I don't ever want to see you over in Prattville again. That was years ago. I say all of that to say this. There ain't got no crime over there. You got blacks over there. But they act accordingly. Wherever we are collectively, you're going to have crime. Memphis, the same, no different. It's bad there. Try living in Memphis. It's really bad there. Go down to New Orleans. It's bad there. Wherever we are, is crime. There are several components that contribute to that, but it's fixable. One of the ways of fixing it is these ministers who are supposed to be the Levites today are supposed to be out there leading the cavalry, and the cattle to fix the problem.
You want to hear my solution?
Hold on, let me take this with Kurt. Kurt say, okay, the solution is to fix you. People gonna do what they want. If you, a father, you have a responsibility. That's what I said, Kurt. That's what I said earlier. There are no positive fathers in the home. But for all of the in our community, for the lacking fathers that are not there, the ministers should be encouraging these single black women in the church.
That's what I mean.
To get married.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't agree. I don't agree because you saying fixing the individual ain't no individual problem. It's a community problem. It's collective. So that's, thus the name of the show, Porkchop Preachers.
Right.
These supposed to be the anointed men of God. These supposed to be the volunteer community leaders.
Right.
These supposed to be the men that have the answers.
Right.
When you having a disgruntled marriage, where they go?
To the church?
They go to the church and get counseling from the pastor. When youth need some help, they go to the pastor.
Right. When
you trying to learn the word of God and trying to be a better person, you go to the pastor.
Right.
I'm saying it's a whole bunch of good individual men, but as a community, if everybody ain't on the same accord, just like you got all these Spanish people, all these Mexicans crossing the border, they got some relatives that's here, some cousins, they got some friends. All of them get on one accord. Asian people, they get on one accord collectively. Shit, when the Africans come over here, they get on one accord collectively. White people on one accord. We hit, just like you just said, Kurt. Individual. You can't. That's the worst thing you want to be is an individual.
Right.
You can't win individually when you outnumbered.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If it's 10 of them,
it's a team effort.
If it's 10 of them and it's one of you doing the right thing, but you overshadowed. It's a collective effort. That's why me and Willie, I'm saying we go back and forth about this, because everybody putting all the blame on the mayor. He one man. He the manager of the city. I'm saying y'all want him to go out there, put a cape, put a bulletproof vest, and just walk from house to house, and make these niggas not kill each other?
It's Willie Knight's problem.
I'm saying, I'm just saying, it starts with the pastor. I mean, it starts in the house. If a man and a woman go out here and they ain't, they just fucking up passion, making kids up passion, they ain't raising these kids. Now, since he out the picture, nah, it's the pastor problem. It's the community leader problem.
Right.
It's his problem. This is what you signed up for.
Right.
So you just getting up every Sunday morning. You eat your oatmeal. You put on your leisure suit. Spray your jupe on.
Drink your dollar coffee.
You know what I'm saying? You go up to the church, and for an hour, you just, oh, God is good. Sister Mary Clarence, God is good. Let me hear you sing. I'm saying, is that it?
That's it.
On a special occasion, you go to the park, get a bouncer house. You go to the park, get a bouncer house. Goddamn, cook some hot dogs, some poke hot dogs, some poke ribs. Drink some goddamn check drinks.
And afterwards, they shoot up
tell the kids stop the violence. Oh, y'all be good now.
Huh?
And that's how we gonna fix it. I'm saying these kids ain't got nothing to look forward to. Man, I said this probably some months ago. They said it was a guy, it was a kid. He graduated from Carver, top of his class, 4.0. He could probably went to any college in the state. I mean, in the country. A nigga walking around with a goddamn Glock 30 on his hip with a 30. What? I'm saying, who telling this guy that, man, let me show you how you make some money, or let me show you this opportunity? Ain't no hope. What do we got to look forward to? That's what happens when you're an individual. You so focused on gaining your wealth, on building yourself up everybody, you forget about your brother. But the Spanish people, the Mexicans don't do that shit. The Asians, the fucking Hindus, the Arabs, all of them rich.
Right. Shit. And they getting rich off our community.
They get exactly. Yeah. We the cattle.
So hold on.
We the cattle. We the cows.
Mr.
Everybody
Producer,
milking us, man.
We got to get out of here, man. Listen.
I'm saying, man.
You're right. Everything you said is 1,000.
We the cattle out here, man.
But this is the thing, Mr. Producer.
I'm gonna tell you the best. You're gonna have to go back Old Testament, man. I said it earlier. 20 niggas that's 20 and up. 20 to 25, you might got a chance. It's a gray area, but the shit, they gotta walk this earth till they dead, man. We gotta instill some of these kids.
Well, this is the thing, preachers.
We gotta instill some of these kids, man, because niggas 20 and up. Oh shit, y'all niggas doomed out here, man.
Exactly.
We gotta eradicate all us, me, you, everybody. We gotta go. We tainted. We fucked.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta focus on these kids, man. We gotta focus on the kids coming up. Cause we lost out here, man. Shit, we need to walk the wilderness till we out of here. Cause we ain't worth a fuck. And it's the damn pastor's fault.
Come on now.
It's the pastor's fault. It ain't the mayor's fault. The mayor, the manager of the city.
Right.
That man doing his job. He doing what he can.
Let him fuck up that money. Let that money come. He going to federal prison.
If the money get fucked up,
he
ain't
do time.
About that. He ain't fucking up the money.
We probably did you guys a favor because that's what y'all was gonna do. All that shit around there with goddamn what that shit called? They had going on.
Goddamn shit, extortionists.
Not extortion. What is the other thing?
Goddamn non-profit.
Non-profit gonna get y'all ass.
Sweet roll.
They're gonna get your ass some time.
Yeah. They gonna fuck y'all over, man.
How we know? Kenny Glasgow is caught up today.
I need little gas money, man. I need little gas money, man. Let me write you a check.
Yeah. Right out the city budget.
Shit.
Going out there paying motherfucker light bill with the city budget.
Got a nigga out there working 300 hours, like that woman mayor in Chicago.
Right.
Got a nigga working 330 hours. He working around the clock. Said nigga check was 13,000. She buying bulletproof Tahoes. Shit, she's $7 million in hole. That's what you need to be talking about. Goddamn, the great Reed ain't doing no shit like that, man. Leave that man alone. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself, laughing and joking.
But they niggas though.
These goddamn white folks.
This is what we do.
Talking about our mayor ain't shit. Come on, man.
Anyway, Mr. Producer, I appreciate you, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
But this conversation, there will be a part 2 to this. Just know that.
It's gonna be an ongoing.
Yeah.
This shit forever.
So anyway, people, listen. This is beginning of another week. We 5 minutes over. Everybody take care. We'll see you guys back here next week. Most High willing. Hope you all got something out of this show tonight. You are going to the Bahamas for Christmas, or not? Not for Christmas because you don't celebrate it, but taking a little vacation.
Yeah, man. You know.
Okay, all right. So we won't be here next week. If we do, it'll be an early show. All right. We have to talk to the higher ups and see if we can, move the date. But anyway, everybody take care and enjoy your week. And we'll see you guys back here. If not, next week in the new year. All right. Y'all take care. I hope you all have had as much fun as we did exposing the corruption of the Southern Fried Pork Chop preacher. Y'all be here for part 2. It will be a part 2. Anything you want to say, Mr. Producer?
No, man, you said it all, man.
All right. To you ones out there that will indulge into your Christmas wing dig, have at it. Y'all take care. As we always say, the moving finger writes, has written, moves on. To all of you, good day.
So you're a homosexual pastor?
I am a homosexual pastor, yes.
Wow.
Just before we started the show, you said that you introduced your, is he your husband or your wife?
Bruh. We're ending this right now.
Why you want to end?
We're ending it.
Well,
Take
wait,
this
come
off.
back.
Take this off. When you want to have it, he's a guy. You're calling him a female. You're being disrespectful.
I asked if you were going to call him husband or wife. That's amazing. They gone. They walked away.